Blessings. This week's lesson is Miracle of Jesus, Healing of the Man with the Withered Hand. Mark 3:16. Come join us. I'm sure it's going to be an amazing lesson. I'm excited to hear about it. Hope you are too.
Able, yes, yes, my God is more than able. He is more than able. Yes, yes, my God is more Sopranos, than able. You say, He is more than able. Yes, yes, He is more than able. Yes, yes, He is more than able. Yes, yes, He is more than able. Yes, altos, altos, He is more than able. Yes, yes, He is more than able. Yes, yes, He is more than able. Yes, yes, He is more than able. Till it bring us home, till you say, God is able. God is able. God is able. Yes, yes, He is God is able. Yes, yes. Sing, He is more than able. Sing, He is more. He's more, He's more, He's more, He's more, He's more. Exceedingly, abundantly, more than we can ask or imagine. Won't He make a way out of no way? Hey, won't He make a way? Hey, out of no way. Hey, have you ever been down? But my God is more. Hey, have you ever been lost? Hey, but my God is more. Hey, won't He heal your body? Hey, so my God is more. Won't have more bills and money, but my God is more. Hey, He conquered death. Yes, He did. He healed the blind. Yes, He did. He raised the dead. Yes, He did. I said yes, He did. I said yes, He did. 'Cause He is more. My God is, my God is more. Yes, He is. He is more. God, we need You. Hey, God, we love You. Oh, God, we need You. Oh, Lord, we trust You. Oh, 'cause You've done it before, yeah. He'll do it again, yeah. He's done it before, so I know He'll do it again. And again, 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 and again. He's more than able. Yes, He is. Hey, He's more than able. Oh, yes, He is. Let your neighbor know He'll bring you out. Let your neighbor know that He'll bring you out. He'll make a way out of no way. Yes, He is. So He's more. He's more. He's more than able. Last time I looked, God is.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome again to Wonderful Wednesday in the Word. What a privilege. What an opportunity. What a joy. What an ecstasy to be in this place at this time to open this book called the Bible, that we can share, bear, and care together, learn together more perfectly what God's will and word is for our lives on tonight. I'm happy to be the facilitator of this study on Wednesday nights. Wonderful Wednesday in the Word. Our endeavor is to walk through the Word slowly, methodically, systematically, chronically, a slow pedestrian stroll through the Word on Wednesday nights, that we can grow together, advance together, mature together, that we can continue to be the kind of people that God has called us to be. Continue to solicit your prayers for all those who are falling into the category of needy and those who are dealing with medical maladies, physical maladies, financial burdens, depression and oppression, those who are spiritually challenged tonight. And if you keep living, you will be in a place that life will life you and people will people you. And you will have to return to the place of your origin. That is the God who made you. For he and only he can meet every need that his children have. Continue to be prayerful as we're now on the brink and the cusp of our homecoming this weekend. Not homecoming, I'm sorry, fall festival this weekend. We are looking forward to the activity Saturday, November the 8th. This Saturday we'll be at the church all day with a community service, taking the bus over to our community service. We want our children, again, we need volunteers to help us with that. Come back to the church, and then we'll be having these fun activities all day, all afternoon. And then on Sunday morning, ordaining Reginald Philip Moses, Ursula Moses, and Arrington Moses, and Arrington Moses, part of the Moses clan. We're thankful to have him as a shepherd, only the fourth elder in the history of our congregation. We lost one, Dr. Jerome Adams, but we're proud that God has given us a fourth one. Nobody can take his place, but we're certainly wanting to keep the church going in this struggle against this titanic struggle against Satan. And so pray for our event, our fall festival weekend, and then the young preacher who will be here this weekend, Jonathan Givens from Montgomery, Alabama, his beautiful wife, and we're looking forward to his deposit under the umbrella. You may be young, but you're ready to serve. So God bless you. Keep you this as our prayer. Tonight, beloved, we continue to study the miracles of Jesus. We've been here a couple of months now. The miracles of Jesus. He has a litany. It's like we did almost a year study on the parables of Jesus. The miracles of Jesus are so profound. These inexplicable, unsubstantiated, often events, these events that fall into the category of almost impossible events that line up with no rhyme or reason. Jesus did those in the first century to prove to people that he really was the Son of God and that we might trust in him. For if he did it in the past, he can certainly do it in the future. Tonight, beloved, let's look at the miracle of Jesus as it relates to the healing of the man with the withered hand. Healing of the man with the withered hand. Remember, miracles fell into several categories. We're still dealing with the healing miracles. And then we'll deal with exorcisms and raising the dead and miracles over nature. That's like water in the wine miracles, walking on the water. Those are miracles over nature. We're dealing with healing now, then miracles over nature, and then casting out demon miracles, and then raising the dead miracles. So we'll be here a while longer. If you don't get bored, I won't get tired. And so, but we learn. There's always subtle lessons in the miracles that can be applied today to help us as we grow together. This man with the withered, shriveled up hand, this deficit he has, and it eventually reveals, this miracles, a deep divide and conflict between Jesus and religious leaders of his day. But what I like about Jesus? And then again, you get the subtleties of the text that help us. Jesus in this text prioritizes people over rules. He never, ever breaks God's law in performing a miracle. But at the same time, he rejects legalism that forgets how to love people. and meet their needs. The religious leaders, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the Epicureans, the Stoics, all those religious sects of that, they always tried to entrap him, put him against the law of Moses and against the miracle he's performing. But he never ever breaks the law. But at the same time, he rejects, as we should, legalism that overlooks and forgets love. Some people know the letter of the law, but they don't know the spirit of the law. That's pharisaical. That's what we call legalism. Now, this man, again, we do an expositor, and this text, incidentally, is found in Mark chapter 3, verses 1 through 6. This miracle is found in Mark, the Gospel of Mark, chapter 3, verses 1 through 6. This man is likely deformed from birth. He has a withered hand, a shriveled up hand. And of course, that would limit his ability to work. There's no Disabilities Act. He doesn't get a handicap park. None of these people that Jesus healed got handicap parks, so there's no Family Leave Act, a Disability Act at this time. So this medical malady that is visible. See, every time something's wrong with you, it's not always visible. Okay? If people see you sitting down, they may not know you're paralyzed. If people see you sitting down, they may not know you're blind. Okay? But this man, shriveled up, deformed hand, withered hand, was visible to the inhabitants of ancient Palestine. Subsequently, it calls him to be a social misfit. But he's still going to worship in the synagogue. He was not going to the synagogue to be healed. He was going to worship, but he got healed. Oh, there's some lessons in there. Don't make me shout tonight. He goes to worship, but he got healed. Those of you who miss out on worshiping, corporate worship coming together, because you don't see the necessity of the blessings therein, just keep coming to worship. It may be a serendipitous experience. What is serendipity, Brother Leonard? Serendipity is when you go expecting one thing and what you get is greater than what you expected. Just keep going to worship, and sometimes in your ingress and egress, God will perform something for you that you didn't even imagine. He's going to the synagogue not to be healed. He's going, Mark 3, verses 1 through 6, he's going to worship, but ends up being healed. They watch Jesus, the religious leaders, those religious hypocrites. They watched him heal the man, not to appreciate the power of God or to appreciate the healing of the man. They watched him intently or closely that they may accuse him. They're not there to worship or to learn, but to trap Jesus. That's a sick individual who goes not to benefit or to be a benefit. You come to be a blessing, not to get a blessing. They just want to entrap him. That was the story of his earthly ministry. The Pharisees often sought to entrap him, to pit him against the law. They didn't show up to worship or learn or to grow. They would just watch him and see, could they find a chink in his armor? Yeah, and they found one. He healed this man on the Sabbath. Now again, you got to know cultural norms and the historical context of the time. The Sabbath day was one of the commandments in the Mosaic law. Remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. Number 4 of the 10. It was controversial to do anything on the Sabbath. Now you do know the Orthodox Jew still keeps the Sabbath, and they take it seriously. I was in Jerusalem a few years ago, 2020, right before COVID. And they take the Sabbath so serious that you're not supposed to work, do anything on the Sabbath. A day of rest, as the Bible says in the Old Testament. That when you get on the elevator, they program the elevator to stop on every floor in the hotel because they didn't even want you to have to push the button. They considered that work. That's how serious even today, they take the Sabbath. So Jesus, overlooking their tradition and their man-made laws, he heals him on the Sabbath. That was controversial, beloved. They wanted him to be prohibited by rules. But he says, I'd rather be governed by mercy than restrained by rules. Somewhere in our religiosity, we need to be governed by compassion and mercy over our traditions, and even in the Church of Christ. Yeah, I mean, I'm still perplexed how so many people have come to the conclusion that that's the way we always did it. Now, ain't no Bible, ain't no rhyme or reading. It just, and that's not against tradition. Most of what people do tradition is good, it's right, it's profitable, and that's okay until it keeps you from doing a greater good. If it's a mandate by God, we ought to always stay with it. But if it's just my opinion or my emotion or my tradition, and we could do good or even better, let's do that. All right, beloved. So now, Jesus in the text exposes their hypocrisy. He started explaining the Sabbath. You do good on the Sabbath. He said, am I doing good or harm? You don't want me to do it. He said, it's not like I'm out here gambling, smoking, running the dogs, or playing the highlight or at the crap table. He said, I'm not at the club. I'm doing good. Am I doing good or harm? Am I saving a life or killing a life? Some people, he got the ox out the ditch. Some people got mad. He healed on the Sabbath. Some got mad. He said, the Sabbath was made for man. Man was not made for the Sabbath. Mark 3, 1-6. He exposes their hypocrisy. They say they love people and they're compassionate, but he exposes them. And then he really exhibits some righteous indignation. He is angry and grieved by the hardness of their heart. Sometimes people can make you mad and make you sad at the same time. He's angered and grieved because he sees the hardness of their heart. A man who has a withered hand, likely from birth, this malady, this shriveled hand, this deformed hand, and they mad. Instead of being glad he healed a man, they mad because he did it on the Sabbath. But he says to the man, now stretch out your hand. And this miracle, again, I love the diversity. There's no physical touch. Peter's mother-in-law, he touched her hand. The woman with the issue of blood, she touched his garment. In this miracle, beloved, there's no physical touch. God, again, lets you know, I can do it any way you want to do it. I can talk it, I can work it, I can touch it, I can speak it. He just speaks a word. The man obeys. He stretches out his hand, and his hand is restored. I love that about God. He sees a need. He asked the man who just come to worship, come to be glorify God, stretch out your hand. But it's a Sabbath. It's a day of worship. And the religious folk getting on Jesus, ride them like a government mule. He says, just stretch out your hand. Man stretches out, his hand is restored. The religious leaders are so angry, they plot to kill him. Folks, it's just amazing me how hatred comes in people's heart from you doing good. They would kill you. It's like Joseph's brothers in Genesis, the book of Genesis. They wanted to kill him because the father loved him. And all them Joseph's brothers ain't dead today. Sometimes people mad at you would try to kill you metaphorically or even physically because they realize how much God loves you. And they now get in league with the Herodians. And so, beloved, tonight you can see that the enemy of your enemy comes your friend. So the Herodians and the religious leaders of the day conspired to get rid of this messianic message just because he healed on the Sabbath. Remember now, everybody is not happy when God blesses you. Everybody is not elated when you get out of your valley of despair and return to your rightful place on the mountain. Such was the time of Jesus. Such is the times we live in today. Quickly and hurriedly, in the remaining moments we have together, let me operate from this miracle of Jesus as it relates to the man with the withered hand, the healing of the man with the withered or shriveled hand. There's 3 umbrellas quickly we'll accent, and then the lesson shall be yours. Jesus, first of all, point 1, noticed the man. Number 2, faith requires obedience. And number 3, hard hearts work or block God's work. Hard hearts, a hard heart will hinder God's work. First of all, Jesus noticed the man. He's got compassion over legalism. He shows mercy, and he realizes mercy is more important than rules. They want to restrict him, box him in, cookie cutter Jesus because of the law of Moses. And you always should keep the law of God. You should never violate scriptures. But remember this very valuable lesson Paul said in the New Testament, the letter of the law versus the love of the law. And you have to understand the spirit of the law, or the love of the spirit, is greater than the letter. Okay? So there's no absent when God says, thou shalt not kill, which means thou shalt not murder. There are times you may have to kill someone, unfortunately, but it's still not murder. If you're defending yourself or your family or something of value and great import, everything you have ain't worth killing over. But your family is, your livelihood is. So you got to understand the letter sometime or no time is greater than the intent of the spirit of the law. Such it was with the Sabbath. The letter said rest, the letter of the law. But the spirit of the law said you don't wait till Monday or Sunday when the Sabbath is on seventh day, means seventh day. You don't wait because there is, if there's a need, you exercise that need immediately and not be governed by the Sabbath. That's why Jesus said the Sabbath was made for man and the man was not made for the Sabbath. Jesus noticed him. He comes to worship in the synagogue to worship God, but he leaves with a blessing. But Jesus noticed him. He perceived, he discerned. He notices us. He knows our heart, our intent. He knows our needs, our desires, our motives. He knows all that. He noticed the man. Number 2, faith requires obedience. The man obeyed Jesus, even though it's risky. The man obeyed Jesus, even though he had to step outside of the norm. To get the impossible, you often have to do something improbable. Let me tell you again, to get the impossible, you often have to do something improbable. He plays a part in his own miracle. Jesus says, stretch out your hand. Unorthodox, unlawful in some circles, stretch out your hand. He knows he's going to be ridiculed. He knows he's going to be criticized and ostracized. But he's tired of walking around with a shriveled up hand and a withered hand. See, sometimes you're so concerned, and I'm concerned about what people think, who don't going to like you anyway. They talked about him when he had a shriveled hand. They talked about him when his hand got healed. So I'd rather walk around you talking about me with a free hand than you talking about me with a shriveled hand. Because you're going to talk anyway. So he concluded, well, let him talk. So his faith, though, requires him obeying God. As unorthodox as it was, even though it didn't make logical or lawful sense, his faith moved him to obedience. Jesus, like none of his miracles here, none of them, including tonight, he's not healing to show off or to demonstrate how big and bad he was. It's a lesson, a profound lesson, a very teachable moment. He's teaching compassion, mercy, and love. He kills simultaneously the tradition of legalism. You see, he's not showing off. I'm big, I'm bad. He's saying, I'm teaching you that you ought to love people enough to get out of your comfort zone. The Sabbath day was not a comfortable day to do anything. But love necessitates us being uncomfortable. And third, but last, but not least tonight, a hard heart will hinder God's work. Those around him who don't want to see the work of God, the kingdom of God flourish, they have hardened hearts, no compassion, no love, no desire to see people better. And their real goal is to hinder Christ then and hinder the church now from doing good because they become overtly critical. It's okay to ask a question. Hey, they could have said, hey, Jesus, it's the Sabbath. You healing on the Sabbath? And he would explain to them, this is greater. The rule of love is greater than the letter of the law. No, they began to plot and criticize and post on social network how he's out of order. Religious leaders had all the knowledge in the world, knew all the scriptures in the world, but had no compassion. Some people know the Bible, what it says, but they won't lift a finger to do what it instructs us to do. Yes, they had no compassion. They had a closed heart, closed mind. They're blinded to the ways and the will of God. And you got to understand, as I depart from tonight, often doing good brings opposition from the enemy. When you do, the best way for you not to be criticized and be on everybody's good list is to do nothing. The moment you do something, good, bad, indifferent, you get opposition. Often doing good brings the greatest opposition. Isn't that tragic? Doing right and blessing people upset some people. You would have thought there would have been hey, y'all go get a cake. Y'all get a candle. Let's celebrate. This man been walking down here, can't carry his Bible. He got a withered, shriveled hand. And all they were concerned about is he healed him on the wrong day. They weren't even mad that he healed him. He healed him on the wrong day. Well, what's the best time to do good? And so, beloved, you better understand people hadn't changed. Solomon, the wise man, said there's nothing new under the sun. People were up saying doing right upset some people then, and believe it or not, doing right upset people now. Especially those who are concerned about power over those who are concerned about truth and compassion. And so this miracle of the healing of the man with the withered or shriveled hand.
All the many ways that God cares for me. You know his mercies are renewed each day. The beauties of the earth conveys his goodness.
Stop, look, and think of what the Lord has done and calculate.
Sometimes I grumble if it's too hot or too cold, but God satisfies through Jesus. He's the lover of my soul. So stand up and be content. Your joy is heaven sent. So stop complaining about your life and open up your eyes. Stop complaining about your life and open up your eyes to your blessings.
There are times I don't know